Hey guys, Mr. B here again, bringing you another awesome math video. This time on one that often for some reason, causes my students a lot of trouble. So sum and difference of cubes. So a difference or a sum of cubes might look something like this. So, before we start that, you've probably seen difference of squares. So difference of squares is something like x squared minus 4. So that's a perfect square minus a perfect square. So now, sum of squares, we don't deal with. It doesn't exist, right? It does exist, but it's not factorable. Now, sum and difference of cubes, well, it's much the same thing. You might have something like x cubed minus 8, because 8 is a perfect cube. Or maybe it's x cubed plus 27. So that's also a sum of cubes. So the question is, how do we factor this? So it's actually really easy. So we need to kind of remember this. So we have a difference of cubes, a cubed minus b cubed. So the formula is this: a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. So you might be saying that doesn't look that easy, but it's really easy to remember. And I got that messed up. No, I didn't. Sorry, I got it correct. So this is how we do it. These signs are always going to be the same. These signs are always going to be the opposite. Just like that. So if you're having difference of cubes, the first one is going to be a minus, and the second one's going to be a plus because they have to be the opposite. It's the same thing if you have sum of cubes. So if you have a plus b cubed, it's going to be a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. So these guys are the same. These guys are the opposite. So it always works just like that. So let's see an example. Let's actually do these two that I have written here. So first thing we have to recognize is what's my a and what's my b. Well, I can kind of rewrite this as x cubed minus 2 cubed. So that means that my a is x and my b is 2. So really what I'm going to have is x minus 2. So there's the opposite. And then I have this squared. Then they're both multiplied together, and I have that's the same sign, and then I have the opposite sign here, so I'll both multiply them together, 2x, and then I square that guy, so plus 4. And there it is. That's my factored form. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Then we can kind of do the same thing with this guy right here, plus 27. So then I can rewrite it as x cubed plus 3 cubed, very simply. And then I have x plus 3, so the same sign comes first, and the next one's going to be opposite. So then it's going to be x squared. Then I multiply both of them together, 3x, and then I square the last one, plus 9. And there it is. There's another factored form. So these usually, second part usually doesn't factor. Let's try another one. So let's make it a little bit more complicated. So I'll write it as 8x cubed plus, I don't want to get too big of a number. Let's call it, let's just use 8 again because it's a little bit easy. It's 2 times 2 times 2, so it's the lowest one. So, yeah, that's fine. That works. So the thing we have to recognize now is that my a value is a little bit more complicated. So my a value this time is 2x. So if you see, the cube root of 8 is 2. The cube root of, x cubed is x. So I can write it like that. So this is the same as that. And then plus 2 cubed. So still works much the same. So it would be 2x plus 2. And then it would be this guy squared. So 2x, make sure we put it all in brackets, squared, minus, and then we multiply them both together, 2x times 2 is 4x, so it's the opposite sign, and then plus 2 squared, which is 4. So now the only thing is I have to simplify a little bit here, plus 2, and then I'm left with 4x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now the thing about it, this one isn't completely factored because really it was a crappy example. I could have took out a 8 out of this one to begin with, so you can kind of see that because I can take a 2 out of the first bracket here and get left with x plus 1. And I can take a 4 out of this bracket and get left with x squared minus 4x plus 4, or plus x and then plus 1. So that will leave me with 8 x plus 1 x squared minus x plus 1. Well, I just kind of wanted to show you how, you know, what do you do if you have something other than just 1 in front of the x cubed? So you can see how you treat it. That was kind of the example. Now, my recommendation is anytime you ever have a common factor, take it out because it makes things easier. That would have been definitely the best way to do this one. But I just wanted to show you, and I wanted the numbers that were small so I can kind of work them out in my head. Alright guys, so there it is. Sum and difference of cubes. So if you remember these formulas right here, missing a bracket, if you remember these formulas, this will be easy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, follow me on Twitter or like my Facebook page, or make a comment, say thank you, whatever, or ask me a question, or say you should do this, you should do that, that kind of thing. Alright, thanks guys. See you in class.